So how can we solve this particular trigonometric equation? All right, to start with, let's rewrite it as it is. So what we have is the sine inverse of theta. We're adding this to the sine inverse of 3 theta. And all this is equals to pi over 2. So let's replace this with a and b. So we can say let a be equals to sine inverse of theta and b be equals to the sine inverse of 3 theta. So if that's the case, it means that we can now rewrite this as a and b, because we're saying that this whole part is a and this whole part is b. So a plus b is equals to pi over 2. So we'll refer to this in the near future. So now, to this same equation that you see here, let's introduce the sine to both sides. So take sine to both sides. So this is what it means. I'll take sine where there's a and b, so it will be sine a plus b. This is equals to sine pi over 2. Like this. Now, sine pi over 2 is simply 1. Then sine a plus b, we can use an identity for the sum and difference formula. So the identity goes like this. If we have sine a plus b, this will be sine a cos b plus sine b cos a. And sine pi over 2, which is just the same as sine 90, this is just 1. Okay, so this is what we have. Now, what we're going to do here, I want us to rewrite what we already have. What we already have is this statement in red here. So let's rewrite it. A is equals to the sine inverse of theta. This. So this simply means that sine A is equals to theta. Because if you think of it, sine A is equals to theta. If we want to find the value of A, we'll say A is equals to the sine inverse of theta. So also B being equals to sine inverse of 3 theta is actually as good as saying sine B is equals to 3 theta. Now, let's substitute in this identity that we have. So if we substitute, where there's sine A, we'll replace it with theta. Where there's cos B, we'll leave it as it is. Plus, where there's sine B, we'll replace it with 3 theta. And where there's cos A, we'll leave it as cos A. Like this. And all this is equals to 1. Alright, so now we need to replace the cos and the cos so that we just have sine only. Here's how we're going to do it. We know that sine square theta plus cos square theta is equals to 1. We know this. This means that this implies that the cos theta is equals to 1 minus sine square theta. Now, I did not write the square because I want to introduce the square root to both sides. So this is what we have. So I'm using the Pythagorean identity and we get this. So if that's the case, I'm going to replace the cos B and the cos A with this expression. So this means that what we'll have will be theta multiplied by cos B. But remember, cos B is 3 theta, or rather, sine B is 3 theta. So this will be the square root of 1 minus sine square B. Let me make make sense out of this. You might get confused just here. So this is the identity we use, like I mentioned. So what that means is that cos b equals to square root of 1 minus sine b squared. Also, this means that cos a will be equals to the square root of 1 minus sine a squared. Okay, now it makes sense. So let's do the replacing now. Remember, we are here. We said that theta times cos b is the square root of 1 minus sine b squared plus 3 theta times cos a. Cos a is the square root of 1 minus sine a squared. All this is equals to 1. So I've just carried on with this equation. That's the one that we're using right here. Now, we know what sine b and sine a is. Sine a is theta. Sine b is 3 theta. So theta times square root of 1 minus sine b is 3 theta. So we'll say 3 theta squared plus 3 theta here times the square root of 1 minus sine a is theta. So that's theta squared. All this is equals to 1. So if we simplify this, we can say theta times the square root of 1 minus 3 squared is 9, and theta squared. So we can have this plus 3 theta multiplied by, as it is, 1 minus theta squared. All this is equals to 1. Okay. Now, so since a plus b is equal to pi over 2, this means that, let me bring it back here. We can say, from the beginning, we say that a plus b is equals to pi over 2. So what does this mean? This means that a is equals to pi over 2 minus b. So since we are subtracting from 90 degrees, then this is as good as saying on the left hand side, if we have a sine, then on the right hand side, we have cos. These two angles will be the same. So sine a is equals to cos b. Now, how does this help us? We know what sine a is, and we know what cos b is. So sine a, first of all, sine a is theta, as it's shown here. So on the left hand side, where the sine a, we'll replace that with theta, just theta. I need to state it and say, since sine a is equals to theta, how about cos b? Cos b will be equals to the square root of 1 minus 9 theta squared. So where that is coming from is this part here. Remember, cos b is equals to this. So it then reduced to this part here. So cos b is equals to 1 minus sine b squared. Cos b is equals to 1 minus 9 theta squared, and this is under a root. So if that's the case, I can now replace by saying theta is equals to square root of 1 minus 9 theta squared. So now it's made simple because we can easily square both sides. So if I square both sides, left hand side I'll have theta squared, right hand side I'll have 1 minus 9 theta squared. So theta squared is equals to 1 minus 9 theta squared. So theta squared plus 9 theta squared is equals to 1. This means that 10 theta squared is equals to 1. So theta squared is equals to 1 over 10. And lastly, theta will be equals to the square root theta is equals to the square root of 1 over 10. Now this is a plus or minus, like that. So you can write it as theta is equals to plus or minus 1 over root 10, like that. Now remember, according to this expression, we said a plus b is equals to 90. So this means that both of them are positive. So if that's the case, the only answer that we need is the positive of this. So this means that theta is equals to positive 1 over root 10. You can even say, since theta is a positive value. So that's it. Our answer is simply positive 1 over 10.